Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chantele. And we are here to rate these players from Survivor this week. Whoop, whoop.
Yes, we got ratings and we've got Joleen is here. We have not talked to you since preseason, so we got to get your sense of these peoples, how you love your Team Aquarius, and legitimately Team Aquarius is winning the draft at this point.
Can't even believe that I'm winning a draft because I am always the joke of the draft. So the fact that I am winning is just amazing. But I am so proud of Carla. I was so proud of Noelle, and then that other lady left too soon. But other than that, I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, I mean, you're just down to Carla, but you do have 30 points. And Danny is just behind you. No, you do not. Danny has Gabler left. And they've got 27 points.
Remember when Danny was laughing at me? Now I want to talk to Danny and see what he thinks of this.
Well, I also heckled Danny for his pick, and I was like, "Oh, whoops." Okay.
Actually, I think I heckled him too, so it's probably even now. The heckling. So
I mean, I guess I'm shocked that he's got 27 points. I'm the next with 25 points, and I have Jesse and Cody left.
Good too.
Really good.
So that might work out. And then it's the audience is next with 24 points. They have Cassidy. Then you, Chantele, with 19 points with Owen. You're left.
But and I love Owen, Chantele.
We want Owen to win, right?
He'd be a great winner.
We do want Owen in the end, for sure. We love Owen. Our little curmudgeon.
Your words were very specific. We want Owen in the end. We just win.
That's not what I said. Okay. All right. Well, we only have, 6 players here. So let's dive in. Gonna start with Cassidy. Over to you, Chantele. How'd you feel about her this week?
Well, I thought it was really impressive how long that she was able to stay underwater for that immunity challenge, because that one, just looking at it, gives me a panic attack, and I don't really get panic attacks. So, that's super stressful, that one. So I was really impressed that she was able to last for 2 hours. But she didn't win, and it just made her threat level go up. We see that Cody wants her gone, and that her closest ally seemingly was willing to start turning on her. So I do think, because she stayed this week, she does have a chance to obviously win another immunity and maybe make some new plans with what's going on, but she's not in the best position, I don't think. So I'm going to give her a 3. She's kind of middle of the road for me right now.
Okay, 3 dice for Cassidy. I'm gonna go ahead and go next, since this is Joleen's first time. But I'm gonna agree with you. Cassidy is dropping down to a 3 for me. Last week I gave her a 5. Y'all remember that? I gave her a 5.
Yeah.
But yes, great job on the challenge, but she was one of the she almost went home, and usually I would say her relationships saved her, but I don't know what saved her this week, to be honest. So I'm starting to get very worried about Cassidy. So I'm going to give her 3 dice. Joleen.
Okay, I am with you, ladies. I am very worried about Cassidy. I hate that Sammy put this friction between my girls, Carla and Cassidy, because it's the last 2 ladies, and how a 19-year-old could do this to these grown ladies. I'm like, no, Carla, not my girl, Carla. I love Carla. I don't care. She's winning. But I still have a little hope for Cassidy. So I'm going to give her a 4, because I feel like she's gotten out of situations before. Now, she can get a little, as I'm saying that, I'm like, you're making a mistake, Joleen, but I'm still going to do it, because she can get a little, emotional, for lack of a better word, when things aren't going her way, like we've seen in the past. But I like that about her, and I think that keeps her kind of real. And if her and Carla are on to what's going on, maybe they can start flipping some stuff. So I have faith that the ladies can come back from this, because they're the only ladies left.
Right? When she was like, I want to see two ladies at the end, I was like, y'all are the two ladies. There are no other.
So
Like,
don't
this is
go
it.
against each other.
Exactly. That's what makes me think that Cassidy would easily forgive Carla. Do you know what I mean? If she's on to this, that she was so willing to be like, yeah, I'll vote her out. No big deal.
Right?
And are pitting them against each other. So I'm gonna say 4. And I know that. Can you do a point, like 0.5, 3?
No.
No.
4.
4. But the audience also gave her a 4. So you are in with the audience. They're digging her.
Wow.
It was a high 3. It rounds up to a 4. But that means she averages out at 3 dice for
Still,
Cassidy.
okay.
This dice thing is so cool, Sarah. I'm actually really impressed by it. I've watched it before, but seeing it just like, oh, wow.
Thank you. I love my dice. All right, Cody. I'm going to start out with my Sagittarius Cody here. He did not win immunity, but he did win the advantage and got himself immune. He played it correctly, I guess is the way. Like, he found the advantage, very impressive. He ends up getting immune because he plays it correctly. It didn't seem like maybe he was 100% in charge of the vote like he has been in the past, but he definitely is consistently looped in. It seems like his opinion does matter on the vote. So I'm going to give him a 4.
Wow. Am I going next? Sorry, I forgot.
I was going to go down to Joleen.
So me.
Around.
Nope.
I'll go to Joleen. Joleen, how do you feel about my Sagittarius Cody?
I think Cody is still in a pretty good spot, even though people have snuffed out the fact that him and Jesse are kind of, running stuff and doing things. But like you said, I mean, he happens to, find the idol and he places the bet correctly on Owen. So I think Cody can get himself out of sticky situation. I'm going to say 4 as well.
All right, Chantele.
Well, I can't believe that I'm going to be more generous than both of you ladies here this evening, because I was really impressed with how everybody is looking for this advantage. They're all looking at each other. They're watching everybody's reaction. And we see with his hand up next to the tree, on the tree next to the advantage, and he notices it while he's having a full-on conversation with Gabler and did not tip off the fact that he just saw an advantage. And so I'm like, have to give props for that, just like being so discreet. And then for the fact that he knew to put the bet on Owen, which is also really impressive.
Yeah.
Like he won immunity. He didn't have to stay that long underneath the grate if he didn't want to, because like he ended up having the winning person to get him that immunity. So I think that's super impressive. He also still has an idol. He also has everybody telling him what the plan could be and negotiating whether or not it's going to be Cassidy or it's going to be Sammy. He was involved. And so I really want to give him some props this week for the fact that he was very, very, very safe. He's very, very safe next week. And it seems like nobody is looking to get him out. So he gets 5 from me.
Wow.
Ooh.
I can't believe you're giving Cody a higher rating than I am.
Me neither.
But I'll take it. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like once they catch on to the Cody Jesse thing, Cody goes before Jesse, I think. I don't know if that's accurate, but the audience gave him 4. So he is going to average out at 4 dice to tie.
Fine with that, but I want to give him my props.
You did it. You gave it to him. All right. Now, Joleen, you get to start us off with Gabler.
Oh my gosh, Gabler, I would have never thought he would still be in this game. It's amazing. Good for him. Gabler, he's a little survivor in this thing, in the game of Survivor. Ironic. But gosh, I'm trying to think, where is he at right now socially? He says, the title of the last episode was what? Hiding in the clear sight, in plain sight. But then I feel like the edit was making it like maybe he's getting a little too cocky. When we see that, we see like it's setting it up that he's on the out soon. So, Gabler, I'm saying 3. I'm going 3 because I don't have a ton of faith in him right now. I just don't, even though he has defied my odds. I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah. Chantele.
I guess I'm in a good mood today because not that high, not a gasp-worthy high, but I want to give him a 4. I think that he's because he's shocking me and he's surprising me so much. And it doesn't seem like anybody was even considering him. He didn't have immunity. He doesn't have a necklace or a bracelet or anything to protect him. And it didn't seem like he was even close to being on anybody's radar for this vote. And so I feel like they must not be showing him a lot of like his strategy and the conversations that he's having, because he seems to be in a really, really good position. And so until I see that he's not, I'm gonna reward the fact that like he's looped in, he's not the target, and that will be a 4 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like he's in a really good spot because he has been playing that middle. But he's got the information, and he's the only one we've heard say Cody and Jesse, they're up to things, they're flipping votes, they're running things. So I feel like if we're ever going to see someone try to split up Cody and Jesse, I think it's going to be Gabler. So I'm saying positive things, but in my rankings, he has to fall into a 3 because Cody got a 4. So, he's not making the power moves yet. Maybe he will, because no one's targeting him right now. And I think now that we have kind of duos with Carla and Cassidy and Jesse and Cody, I feel like Gabler and Owen are kind of in these good spots where they're not really going to be target number 1. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I am shocked that he is doing so well. Audience gave him 3, so he does average out at 3. 3 days. Okay, Jesse is up next, Chantele.
I mean, if I'm going to give Cody a 5, I got to give Jesse a 5.
You gotta.
I think that Jesse has maybe a little bit bump up just because like it seems like he is controlling the strategy. And Cody did say to Jesse like, hey, maybe we should do Cassidy, but then Jesse just had the plan of like, well, how about we just like let Carla continue to vote out Cassidy and then we switch the vote to Sammy. And I was like, delicious. I would love to see that happen. I know it didn't end up happening in the end. I don't know who ended up roping Carla in on the plan or why that didn't go through. I'm sure we'll find out at the beginning of the next episode. But I love the fact that he was thinking about it. And so I just excited by his strategy. I'm excited by his gameplay. I feel like we're having this end game be told through his eyes, which leads me to believe that he is going to continue to be doing well, unless he gets like a massive blind side. But that didn't happen this week, so he gets a 5.
Yeah, sames, of course. Jesse is running the show, whether you like it or not. I mean, we were so excited last week on his little blindside checklist. And then this week, not as flashy of an edit, but he was like, what? Get rid of Cassidy when Carla's down with it? No, let's move on to something else. Did I love this idea of like getting rid of Sammy? Well, actually, Sammy's gone because Jesse used him as the fall guy last week. That ruined everything for Sammy. He was fine up until that moment. Jesse basically just took Sammy out and wanted to put Carla on the outs at the same time. Didn't want that to happen. But the fact that he was like willing to do it and then somehow convinced Cody that this was the way to go. Yeah, I have to give him a 5. Like he's completely in charge here until somebody takes him out.
Well, I'm going to give him a 1. No, a 5. It's a 5. It's Jesse. I mean, he is running stuff, whether you like him or you don't like him, just like you said. He is. I mean, Joseph just put in the chat, he's still got 2 immunity idols that aren't even his in his pocket. So,
right. And one of them is a secret.
Yeah. So, I mean, the guy is really, and just like what Chantele said, is when he said, let's, not tell Carla and let's let her take the fall. And Carla is my girl. Carla is still my winner pick. But I'm like, that is such a good move.
Yes.
So 5.
Right?
Savage.
Oof, savage. I couldn't believe he said it out loud. Audience is giving Jesse a 4, but it doesn't matter because we averaged him out at a 5. Way to go, Jesse. But that brings us to Carla. Okay, I get to start us on Carla. Okay, we love her.
Uh-oh.
Queen Carla. We know this. We've established she's amazing. We love everything that she's done, except that what happened this week? Why is she questioning her number one ally? I do not like that she bought what Sammy sold her. And then the fact that Jesse is willing to mess with her game now is not a good sign. Just a couple weeks ago, when they were split up, Jesse was like, well, how's this going to affect Carla? Worried about Carla. And I was like, oh, the hold she has on them. And then this week, it did not seem like she has that hold anymore. And she's in a dangerous spot and needs to make a power move. So I have to drop her down. I'm not dropping her down by much because I love her. But what I should say is I was dropping her down to a 3, but then she had an iconic immunity win, hacked Survivor, broke production. So I bumped her up to a 4. That's my long story on Carla. All right, Joleen.
Well, I mean, I think we all know where I'm going with this one. Like you said, I mean, Carla, I hate to, point out how right I was, but I did call early on that she was just going to rule this game and be a queen. And people thought, oh, maybe she'll be too much drama. She'll be this. I'm like, no, I just feel like she's at this, mature stage in her life and she just gets it, even though I think she's only like 28, but she just gave me good vibes. Okay. So I love Carla. I do agree, just like we've talked about, the Sammy thing, him throwing her off. This little boy throwing her off of Cassidy, who's been her number one. That bothers me some, but everybody is able to make a mistake out there when you're just living on rice. The fish was good for the brain when Ryan was there. He's been gone for a while now. So now it's rice brain. So Carla has rice brain and that's okay. But I still think that she is in a really good spot because she's Carla. She made some mistakes, but she'll just Carla it right back up and Carla will do the thing and Carla will win the whole game. Oh. She's going to win. Oops. Yep.
So how many dice does that get?
Oh, 5. Can I give her 6?
Oh, 5 dice. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, damn. All right, Chantele.
Well, it seems like Sarah and I have been doing this together for a while because I had the same thought process with Carla. As much as I love her and I think that she's doing pretty well, I was kind of disappointed that she took the bait and that even if she didn't follow through with it, she did vote Sammy out, but that information is out there and we see in the preview for the next episode that people use that information against Carla to kind of put a wedge between them. And so the fact that she got duped by Sammy, who she should have recognized was going to be doing anything that he could to stay in the game. Even Cassidy pointed out that he was probably going to try anything to keep himself in the game. I just was a little bit disappointed that she took the bait there. So I was going to bump her all the way down with 3 like you, Sarah, but her staying under that grate of water for 3 hours, I cannot not give a dice for that because I would have been out in 10 minutes. That seemed terrible. So she's going to get a 4 dice for me. But 4. Sarah, I had to point one thing out. Can you believe that the 2 water signs were able to adapt the best in the water for this challenge? Right? Because
what's Owen?
Owen's is a Cancer.
Stop it.
And so, water sign? Well, Carla's actually a Pisces. Oh. She's on the cusp of Aquarius, but she does have some Aquarius stuff. I know. I didn't want to tell you. But
I know. That's my fault. That's my fault. I was wrong.
Oh my God. I would never trust a Pisces. No, I'm just kidding.
I bet that her Mercury is in Aquarius or something. Probably. She's got Aquarius energy, but yeah, I misled you and I didn't realize that I had misled you until Chantele corrected me, but she is a Pisces. No, I did not realize that Owen was a Cancer. That's really fun that they.
Right. And that nobody else was a water sign that didn't, that participated. So.
They literally did grow gills, just like Jody said.
They're able to become one with the water.
impressive. They
I think
really
it was
did.
cool.
That was insane. What was I? Oh, so what I read in Sammy's exit press was that Carla was not looped in. She was supposed to vote Cassidy out, but that his behavior, him going for a shot in
Oh.
the dark, made her flip over and realize what was happening. Now that's coming from Sammy, so I don't know if that's 100% true.
Mm.
But that's what
So then
I read.
that's kind of
That
smart.
was crazy for him to do. That was such like a not
What else
fully
could he do?
developed brain.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a smart thing to
The
do.
shot in the dark. Oh, I love it. 5 dice for shot in the dark.
I mean, fun for us to watch, but in the position I felt like he was in from the edit, he didn't need to do that.
Because he would have been out anyways. I think that
Wow.
I think they were voting him out.
Yeah,
And
I
they
think
were
he was
Really?
out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that they all switched to him because he was voting. I think that, well, Carla maybe did, but I think that everybody else was going to be going for him.
Okay, so you think that went through? Okay, because yeah, you're right. They were just going to leave Carla hanging there. So
Right.
you're probably 100% right. So good for you, buddy. But still,
Go out swinging. He said that everybody was like, yeah, you're good. And then when he got in tribal, Gabler and Cody, who are his two closest, were like this. And he was like, hey, we're good. And they were like, not giving him eye contact. And so I think he read the room and went out
bad
swinging.
sign.
So what could you do? Jesse screwed him. Carla, the audience gave Carla a 4 dice. So she is going to average out to 4 dice. Yeah. All right. Last one. Owen. Jolene.
Owen, gosh, I do love an Owen. I do. I might have a little crush on him. A 4. I'm gonna say 4 for Owen. Why not? Let's just have some hope.
Yeah.
I don't really have good reasoning for this, other than I just think he's a survivor. Obviously, again, the survivor and the survivor, and you know he has not been on the right side of a lot of votes. He's felt ostracized, left out, and you know, I don't know. I'm giving him a 4 for his ponytail.
Yeah. He's adorable.
Real strategizing.
Well, I'm giving him a 4 for his Peanuts references. I thought that was just really fun, especially how they cut to it with like Peppermint Patty and Pigpen, and like I can kind of see those people being those characters. So the fact that he did that, and the fact that he was phenomenal in the challenge, like I was gonna maybe give him a 3. But that challenge was wild. Like to beat the challenge that they're like, I don't know what to do, so you both win, is pretty amazing and impressive. It's going to give him a stat forever. Him and Carla, obviously, like they were probably the only 2 people to beat a challenge. I want to reward him for that, and he's my last person on my team, and I got to support him. So he gets a 4.
Yeah, no, I agree. 4 for that immunity challenge win, mostly. That really was impressive. Historic. 3 hours in the water. Production didn't know what to do. It's amazing. So mostly he gets 4 dice for that. But I do feel like, I've said this before, the edit, I mean, and we get this adorable Peanuts edit from him. He gets great edits. Does he get votes in the end? No, I don't think so. Like he even said it in this episode of like, oh, at this point, I have barely voted correctly. You take me to the end. I cannot win, which I know he knows the game, and that's disappointing for him to realize. But it's the truth, unfortunately. But because of his great edit, I think he does sit in the end. I think we get so much good stuff from him. And that's why, is because I think he's going to make it to a final 3.
Now, what if he like wins an immunity and wins the fire making challenge and chooses like gets rid of like Cody and or Jesse somehow? Like, what if he's sitting beside Cassidy and Gabler?
Tell me how he's doing that, Chantele. Tell me how he's doing that. Yes, what if he did that? Great, but how?
Well, you'd have to win the next immunity. And with that, he'd have to take out... Well, he'd have to do a big ruse and maybe try to take out Carla, but then actually be taking out one of the Jesse or Owen. Or, sorry, or Cody.
Right.
And then win again, do the same thing and mislead the person. I mean, maybe them both would have play it, and they might have their idols gone, and then win the fire making challenge and take out Cody or Jesse, whoever's left.
That seems really easy. Yep.
It's so easy.
So easy.
Like, so easy. Why
So
can't
easy.
he just do this?
Well, he's a comp beast. He could do it. He's got Gabler trusting him, and yeah, he'd have to just lie to everybody. Well,
It
lie to
would be
one side.
amazing to see him then take out Jesse, knowing that now he likes Jesse as a person, but Jesse keeps kind of snaking him, and he knows he can't really always trust him. So
Yeah.
it would be good TV, but
Yeah. I mean, I have to imagine something like that is going to happen. Gabler and Owen together. I don't know which one
Mhm.
does it, but the two of them are going to be able to infiltrate one of the sides. Right? Doesn't it seem like we're going to get one of Jesse Cody, one of Carla Cassidy, and one of Owen Gabler in the
Okay.
end?
Okay.
Is that a fantasy world I live in? I don't know. That's just kind of what it seems like. They infiltrate one side and then, they cut. There's basically 3 duos right now.
I
There
don't
is.
know if it would be that perfect, because I feel like just because all the idols are like,
Oh my God, there's so
like,
many idols.
Owen and Gabler don't have any idol powers, so I think that they could become easy targets for that reason. So I'm not sure if they'll both make it.
Jesse has an idol. Carla has an idol. I think Cody has an idol that Jesse probably has given back by now.
hopefully for Cody's sake.
Is that it? Those 3? So that means Owen, Gabler, and Cassidy are not protected when we probably play them all in one trial.
I'm just thinking that all the people that have idols all have Jupiter ruling their life, which is interesting as well. Right? Planet of luck.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely. Luck and success. All right. Well, okay, that's what I think is coming up this week. I think that Cody goes this week or Cassidy goes this week.
Oh, bummer.
Who can get on board with it? What do you think? Because I do think Owen and Gabler are going to make a move.
Yeah, they're definitely going to make a move. I think that they're going to go for Cody and Jesse. I don't know if they're going to split the votes between them. They might both use their idol though, so then Cassidy would probably go out if that's the case, because it seems like Cody wants Cassidy out. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be either Jesse, Cody, or Cassidy that's going to go.
That makes me sad. I would be okay if somehow Owen and Gabler didn't succeed and Gabler went home or to jury, I should say. Yeah. But it also would, be interesting to see them come for the Cody and Jesse duo. That's very powerful. And like you said, Gabler has sniffed it out, so he knows. But I would preferably like to see somehow Cassidy and my girl Carla make some big moves and just start working and get rid of all these dudes and just
can they work together this week?
I think so.
Can they come back together? Does Carla trust her?
Hope so. And I also want to see Carla kind of be in control again. Like, she has a lot of people giving her a lot of information, and it seems in the last few episodes that she's lost a lot of her kind of power because she hasn't really been roped in. But then I want to see her steering the vote this week. So I'm hoping that maybe she and Cassidy can take some control, but I'm not sure if they're going to actually do it, because I think that Cassidy might be pissed with Carla.
Well, someone in the chat was saying, I think it might have been, I forget who it was, I'm sorry, but they made a really good point that I think that they think Carla will just come back in and say, that was never my intention to vote you. That's the guys trying to come in between us. And I think that would probably be her best move at this point to move forward working with Cassidy, is just to play it off like, why would I ever, I'm going to tell them what they want to hear. I would tell you, I've told you I had an idol. I've been so honest with you. We have trust. So I think their relationship is repairable, which is why I think Cassidy's still doing pretty well. As we've seen with Jesse, I think I think he would, if he had to work with them and take Cody out. I mean, then it's them taking Cody out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he would give up Cody
Jesse?
at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he had to,
here to
you know,
win.
he's not going to fight for. He's just like he's going to read his son's letter and say, you know, get that money, Dad, and that's what he's going to
Get
do.
money, baby.
Mhm.
Yeah. No,
But nobody,
he's savage.
he isn't. I don't think that anyone right now could beat him in the end, but except for Carla. If Carla gets power back, she would have an argument to say I ran stuff. He would say I ran stuff. And then with their own, you know, personal stories, I don't know. Jesse's going to be really hard to beat.
I agree. He has built quite the resume. If
Yep.
they let him get to the end, you know, even though Carla can say, I was in on everything, she didn't really make any moves yet. That's what we really do need to see.
Yeah. And I think that I don't know if she's going to be able to get James's vote because like, you know, why did she flip and take out her closest ally? Like, unless she's able to explain that to him to a way that he's going to feel okay about voting for her. But but he just seems like he might be upset. And so I think that that's going to be a hard vote. And I think that, you know, Noelle is going to be championing for Jesse because like for just Jesse when he was leaving was like, hey man, like I'm sorry I had to do it or whatever he said. And so I feel like she might be in the jury really championing for Jesse. And I don't know if Carla has the same people or amount of people that's going to be rooting for her in the jury right now. So she needs to do something big in order and take out Jesse. Like that's like her move is to take out Jesse if she wants to win this game, I think she beats everybody else.
Yeah. But do you think they go for Jesse over Cody?
No, I don't. I think that Cody would seem easier.
Yeah, I think he would seem easier too. But if, you know, she's on to that Jesse, you know, if for some reason she finds out that Jesse was trying to get her, didn't want to tell her about the vote, you know, if that kind of, it depends on what kind of information she's left with now after Tribal. I think she's smart enough to know that Jesse is the bigger target and that Cody's beatable at the end if you talk strategy, you know.
When do these idols expire?
Right? Is it usually 5? Final
so, like,
5.
Next
so like
episode,
this Tribal,
everybody's just going to use their idol.
I feel like they all might.
Like I would just
idol.
use it, but like unless they want to be like, I didn't even need to use this as part of their like winning strategy. But
true, which would be hilarious if that's what Cody does, and then he's out because
oh man,
I mean, because otherwise that means Carla, Jesse, and Cody are safe no matter what.
Which would then probably mean that Cassidy's going to go. Yeah. Probably.
What did you feel about this vote out of Sammy?
Loved it.
You're not a Sammy fan, or just how he went out was fun?
It was fun how he went out. And yeah, I never was a big fan, and there's nothing wrong with the kid. I mean, I think he did great for being a 19-year-old. I never would have played the game that well. But he just was never on my faves. I think yeah, he just never was. I thought sometimes his temperament, even when he early on worked with Gabler, it kind of threw me for a loop. I wish he was a little more patient, but then I remember he's a teenager, you know? Yeah. So I'm thinking of it through a grown lady brain. So I was just fine. I feel like you got your life ahead of you. Let one of these older people, like 28, win the game, you know? So I think he'll
come back. He's so young, and he was entertaining. He had such silliness, like talking about Chuck E. Cheese, and then like he went out saying, "I guess this is best because now I won't buy a Tesla." Like
electric cars.
Yeah, what ridiculous! Like he was so ridiculous. I was entertained by it. So I feel like get some years on him, and he might be able to come back and be a bit more strategic. I don't know.
Can we say that the shot in the dark is a flop? I think it's 0 out of 6, so it doesn't even have the actual average of 1 to 6.
Knowledge is power. Flop.
Shot
in the dark. Flop. Like what? These
why are they doing this? Why do they keep doing this?
Just get rid of them. But it's probably going to be here for the next season as well. I wouldn't be surprised.
I guess. Yeah.
What about the necklace thing? Because people haven't seen this season, so that'll be on next season. But after that, they can't use it anymore, right? Because that's pretty obvious that.
That's pretty cool though. That like the necklaces, like the bracelets are from each tribe are all still made it to this point in the game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that part. I mean, I enjoyed the goats in the mailbox and whatever that was.
Of course you did.
But yeah, you can't do that every season. So I thought the beads was a fun, like, see how you can trade it. And Carla killed it. She did it so well. So, but yeah, they'll
I
probably
just
do that next
wish
season.
that this season we saw more whispering and running around at tribal and freaking
Oh
out.
yeah, we haven't really had a live tribal, have we?
Tribals,
No.
because tribal is I think they've ruined tribal, unfortunately, in my opinion, because I've told you this before, Sarah, is that I just am not really enjoying all these analogies and like, yes, it's fine for like your confessional, like, you know, like I like the pepper and patty and all that stuff, but in tribal, like I want to actually hear gameplay, not all these analogies and like just super people being witty. I'm just like, all right, let's just get to the vote because you guys are not really telling me anything. So
I agree with you. I feel like sometimes I watch and I'm just like, do they have writers? Because this seems like such a setup. Like Jeff is just handing them. It does feel like they have writers. Like it used to be a little messier, a little more real, and now it's giving me like Big Brother DR produced vibes where I'm like, how did Janine, right, sit there and she's so beautifully, I mean, she's under ultimate stress, she knows she's probably going, and yet her analogy that she used, do you guys remember what it was, her little speech? I was watching that and I'm like, this seems like written at this point. A lot of these do, and it's like we don't need all that. I wouldn't be surprised.
More raw. Yeah, exactly.
I think that a lot of them are from their casting. Like when Cassidy was like, the monster wants 2 heads, Jeff, I was like, girl, you
2 for the price of 1 or
something. I was like, first off, you just got yourself invited back for another season. But I was like, that's the kind of stuff that they said in their audition, right? Because then you really are almost writing your stuff. You're like, I'm going to say this point and this point.
Is that how I have to do my audition? It's to be like, and so the monster's coming, like, or whatever, make some big analogy that's going to be like my vision for Survivor. And so like, if they want to run with it, they're going to run with me.
You're going to be like, season 44 is like, the dragon gets the monster.
Oh, stop.
And then because it has eaten itself and the monster becomes one with the water.
It's
like
snake, because the snake sheds its skin and then it's renewed and it's able to go and take the life of another. It's so silly. I mean, I might have fun writing something though.
And then you will get cast and then you will bring that back up in a tribal and be like, this is that moment where the snake became one with the monster.
I kind of want to test this strategy out and see if I can get myself onto the show so I can get to a tribal to use my snake analogy.
But no, it's not a fun tribal. Like it feels like a scripted audition.
Yeah. Here is my line. Oh boy, this is so smart. And I just
did I get featured in this episode? Did I get it?
Right? Like people don't seem as worried as they should be. I like when they're running around and whispering and switching stuff. Like I like that. I don't need I got all the heartfelt good stuff that we already get during before tribal and all that. I don't need it at tribal.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll get that. Yeah, interesting. We need it. We only have 2 more episodes. This week and next week. That's it.
That's crazy.
So, I'm excited. I'm ready to see who wins. Well, Joleen, thank you for joining us and congratulations on leading the draft at this point.
Thank you for having me. And I still can't believe it. I don't allow myself to believe it because I've never won a Survivor draft or been in the lead. And I know I'm far from winning, but in the lead, that's crazy.
But you've got Carla, so I feel like you have very high chances that she gets to final tribal, and that's just going to keep giving you points. So I think you're in it still.
Does Sia still give her favorite players money? I can't remember.
She has not in the past couple of seasons.
Sia, come back for Carla. Come back for Carla.
No,
Carla is such
Owen.
a Sia winner. I feel like Owen is a Sia winner too with his story and everything. So yeah, totally. Come back, Sia.
Owen. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for rating and chatting along with us. And if you're joining later, please leave a comment on how excited you are that Joleen is leading the draft, who's getting 5s and what dice you're doling out and who's in danger this week. Who are you worried about? And I have Amazing Race finale stuff this week. What do you guys have? Chantele, what do you have this week?
What am I doing this week? Just the challenge on Wednesday and Friday, basically. Right. Oh, and I mean, I'm not excited about it, but I have been covering the Real Love Boat, but it's just been so not great. But yeah, I'll probably do it.
You're still covering that, even when it got bumped?
I feel like I needed to complete it. And
Mhm.
then like one of the contestants was started commenting on the video, and I was like, oh, okay, she's watching it, so I'm like, okay, maybe
There you go.
she's from Toronto, I need to support her. And so yes, I've been continuing to cover it, but it's not great. Not
How's
great.
the challenge though this season?
I'm really enjoying the challenge this season. Oh yeah, you used to cover it sometime.
I used to, and then Miranda and I covered it, and then we just got so sick of it because it was like Fessy, Casey, Josh, and it became just like the Big Brother. I feel like was ruining it. Are they still casting?
Well,
Yeah,
Casey
those are all
and
still
her
in it,
brother
right?
are on it and are the biggest snooze fest ever. I have them on
Surprise,
my
shocker.
draft team, and they've accrued me 7 points combined, and that's we're doing like confessional points, like wins, like so many different ways to get points, and like 100 and something points most teams have. And so like we've been calling her the Clark Furniture Company, like never drafting them again. Yeah, so she's on it obviously to support Nani, but she's been really inconsequential in any part of this game so far. And Fessy's on, and he's also been a snooze as well. So everybody else has been great.
There, he should be on that F-Boy Island. I feel like that would be better.
Oh,
It did? Oh my god! Well, they didn't have Fessy. That's why they canceled it, because he's the ultimate one. I will be covering the Real Housewives of Potomac with my friend and fellow comedian, the hilarious Shauna Christmas, right after this, in about probably 15 minutes. And then what else am I covering? Oh, I'm picking back up on Survivor as we're closing it out. My friend Andy Erickson, who's a very hilarious comedian, she's gotten into it, and I see her at shows, and she's like, "Oh, I'm getting into Survivor," and I was like, "Oh, I stopped covering it. I just go on Sarah's channel." So we're gonna do the last couple episodes. She'll join me, and we'll just geek out over it. We're have a silly time. So we'll do that Wednesday.
Yay, good. All right, everyone, subscribe and like and do all of that. Follow everybody and enjoy the finale this week and next week and all the other shows that are wrapping up. We'll see you next time. Bye.